Dustin Jacoby and Jung in the light heavyweight division. And this is going to be the second underdog I'm going to go on with this card. We got a 34-year-old and a 28-year-old. The 28-year-old, the younger fighter, is going to be taller and lengthier than Dustin Jacoby. Now, a lot of what the UFC does is trying to make the guy that they want to win a good matchup that they can win, a close matchup that'll test them a little bit, but that'll get them into the top 15. Jung is a younger fighter. He's in the prime of his MMA career. If you're looking at this fight through the lens of the UFC, who the UFC wants to win this fight, it's not Dustin Jacoby. The UFC is not going to be going out there wanting Dustin Jacoby to win this fight because Dustin doesn't really put on the most exciting fights out there. I mean, Ian Cutelaba was exciting. Darren Stewart was a little bit exciting as well, but that's because Darren and Iwan were making it a very exciting fight. John Allen, Michael, he was just staying on the outside, making it a kickboxing match, and that's kind of what he would have to do here with Jung to win the fight, but the UFC does not want that type of fighter to really keep on going up to the top of the division. We've seen Adesanya in main events. The UFC does not like Adesanya in the main events. He's ruining their pay-per-views and things like that. Jacoby is not the most exciting fighter. Jung is a very exciting fighter in my opinion. Really comes forward and puts the pressure on his opponents. Now, he did have that weird sort of draw split decision thing that happened with Sam Alvey. Little bit of a fluke situation there. I think if they rematch that fight, Jung is going to absolutely destroy Sam Alvey. But, I mean, after that one, we saw him go out there, take down William Knight with ease, and just absolutely dominate him on the ground. Then we saw Kennedy Nzechukwu, who just fought this week, and we saw him go out there, get his back to the cage, and land those big elbows. I think this is a clear path to victory for Jung. I think the UFC wants Jung to win. They're probably going to put him on a UFC like Korean fight card or a Chinese fight card with like Zhang Wei Li or something like that with a lot of the other Chinese prospects and things like that. They'll put Jung on the main card eventually once he is in that top 10, top 5 like area of the top 15 of the UFC light heavyweight division. I can't see Dustin Jacoby going out there beating a lot of the guys in the top 10 of the light heavyweight division, whereas Jung, I can see him beating a lot of the guys in the top 15 of the light heavyweight division. And I do think Jung goes out there, push the pressure on Jung, eats a lot of the kicks coming in, leg kicks and body kicks. He will eat them, and that is the game plan of Dustin Jacoby. So he will eat them, but he will get the fight to the clinch, land some really good elbows, and look to get the fight to the ground. Really work on the gas tank of Dustin Jacoby. Out wrestle, out grapple, out clinch, and out sort of volume him, but it wouldn't really be at range. The volume would more be sort of geared towards the ground and pound side of things, but it'll be a close fight. One round, probably that round number 1 will go Dustin Jacoby, where he's just kickboxing Jung. But once Jung starts to feel that Jacoby's getting a little bit more tired, he's getting a little bit more labored in his punches and kicks and things like that, that's where he's going to really start to put on that pressure, start to throw those elbows and really mix in the wrestling and grappling. So it's a close fight. You kind of have to look at it through the lens of what do the UFC want? Who do the UFC want to actually win this fight? And you got to think about the height. You got to think about the reach, the age. What is the UFC going to do with Dustin Jacoby if he wins this fight? He's already 34 years old. He's not going to really make a run to the title, whereas Jung still has a lot of improvement to do and can get better and better throughout all of these fights. So for all of those reasons, I think he is better in the clinch, better on the ground. Will lose that first round due to the kickboxing of Dustin Jacoby, but later round, second round, third round, all Jung right there. So I'm going to go Jung by a 29-28 decision.